And I said what I said, but with all humility. I feel like each and every one of us, right, as we come into the world, we are all broken and we're flawed. And we all thrive to become better people at work, better people for our families and friends. More than anything, the focus is I'm doing a lot of work to grow as a woman. I'm doing a lot of work to grow in my business. And it will be only fair to meet someone who meets me with that same energy, aura for aura. Yeah, clock it. Hey people, what's up? It's your girl WAJE Waje, and this is my exclusive on HipTV. Um, Outside my voice, what I know, not feel, what I know has driven my career is also the authenticity that I bring to, creating music. I'm not one that you say, oh well, she's probably like an R&B artist or she's a pop artist. I'm more of a fusion type of artist because I believe, just like my name, when it says that words aren't just enough, I believe that songs come to you in different genres. So, and as they come to me, I express it. So, I think that outside my voice, the authenticity in the music in itself and it be staying true to my art rather than focusing on boxes has sort of helped me in the course of my career. The driving factor for Omami and I creating Hermanes Media was us. At the time, we wanted to create a platform where we could tell our stories, pivoting from music into like movies and other contents that we can create, right? And we wanted very much to highlight some of the issues that women face in our society or stories from women. Like if you've watched our first movie, She Is, it's about a young woman who has well past her prime based on societal pressure and she has fibroids and it's giving having a child and getting married at that age and both of them not aligning. Does she kind of wait for God to bring that naturally, or will she take matters into her own hands? These are true stories and there are quite a number of people who have experienced it. And I think we're in a generation now where we're now moving from just and I'm not saying this isn't great, protests and all that is great, but we're a generation now that's moving from just talking about the issues that we have to adding it and putting it in our art. Much respect to Fela and the ones and the greats before us, that made sure that their music spoke of very serious societal issues. Burna Boy just released, he did a premiere for his movie that centers on human trafficking. So art and serious issues are kind of finding a merger in the middle. And for us, that's also what we want to focus on. That's Omami and I. So yes, we're here to stay and we're doing a lot more soon. So, like I said before, for those of you who haven't watched the podcast, go and watch it so that you understand the context of which I was saying. And it's at the end of the day, it's my life, it's my truth, right? And I was very, very careful not to say money. I didn't say rich or poor. I said successful, and success is relative. So, what is success to you? And I said what I said. So, just go and go and listen to the podcast and understand the context. But with all humility, I feel like each and every one of us, right, as we come into the world, we are all broken and we're flawed. And we all thrive to become better people at work, better people for our families and friends. So more than anything, the focus is I'm doing a lot of work to grow as a woman. I'm doing a lot of work to grow in my business. And it will be only fair to meet someone who meets me with that same energy, aura for aura. Yeah, clock it. If I could go back and change anything in my career or my music, it would be not having sense quick. No, I think it would be um so I'm working on something, right? One of the things that everyone can agree is, the strength in my vocals, right? And I have decided that I am not just going to use it for myself, but I'm going to use it for other people. So I'm starting an academy online, and I wish that I knew that this was power in itself for me to have started this before now. But you never say, you don't live in regrets. I don't live in regrets. I feel like this is the right time. But if you, based on the question, if I could go back into time and change anything, it would have been me, owning my voice, with all confidence early enough. And a creative hub that I'm working on as well. I would have started it a long time, because I feel I have experienced a lot of things that people don't have to experience. I can teach, I can advise, I can coach. I have so many mentees in the industry already. So why not pay it forward? So that's my mindset. So considering how streaming platforms have, or rather the music industry has grown, and streaming is totally a different thing from when I started. When I started, it was more Alaba market and that type situation, and then you release and you go on a media tour and all that. But even taking, an example from how I released my new single "Lovey Lovey" featuring Casey, um, we didn't know we were going to release anything really this year. I thought maybe next year I'll start working on music, but it came. I heard the beat, I loved it, and when the song was done, Omoni Oboli is a very good friend of mine, and I saw that she was releasing "Love in Every Word" too. So we jumped on a call. She's used my song a few times for some of her movies as soundtrack. So we jumped on a call and we talked about me. Um, giving her a soundtrack. So I gave her two songs and she chose this one. And the thing is, with the success of the first one, it's a no-brainer that you know that the second one, people want to go and see what the continuation of the story is. So you know that this is also going to be a success. Now, how I released or how I changed release from how I would have done it back in the day was, being smart enough, my team and I being smart enough to know that, okay, release it with a movie, because if you have 10 million streams on that movie, that's 10 million eyeballs and ears that are going to listen to your music outside your own push, and that's marketing already for your song. And so that's the different thing. We're in a world that is a global village right now, so there are no set rules. You just have to understand the type of music in terms of the genre, the audience that's going to receive it, because this one is a wedding song and it's a love song, and that's a movie that centers on it's loving every word, the wedding. So your marketing has to be more strategic, because now music has become a product. Back in the days it was the brand and then the music, but now the music in itself is a product. People can hear your song and they don't even know what you look like. You know what I mean? So I just felt like, or my team felt like, this was the best way, and we're seeing the results of it in the last. I don't think I've had any success in releasing a music with less stress that I've had in this one in the last 5 years. So I think we made a good choice. I support women and children naturally because I believe I have a platform. And I believe my platform should not just be about me, but it should be about other people as well. Now, Waje Safe House has been in existence for quite a while. And initially, our aim was it was just a platform to collaborate, partner with NGOs quarterly, depending on what the goal is, and sort of meet ourselves, in the middle, and I help with my platform focus or draw the eyes of the public to what they're saying. But now it's changed over over a few years. Now we don't do quarterly anymore. As a matter of fact, I've been more focused on, because I am a United Nations champion, and I also am with Greenpeace Africa, that is centered around climate change. So that's been our focus in the last 2 years, really. So I'm not doing quarterly anymore. I'm doing, like, it's now broader. So and has there been any experience, that has shaped my mindset, of speaking up for women and children? Um, Yes and no. Yes, in a sense that I am a woman and this is a beautiful gift that I have been given. So it's only right to pay forward. No, in the sense that I am a human being and I understand being human is you making sure, if let's take the Bible for example, it says love your neighbor as yourself. So if you love your neighbor, you want the best thing for your neighbor. So let's just say that's what I'm relying on. And I've even broadened it a little bit. So I'm not just only focusing on women and children, which is my core, but even I feel like there are a lot of young boys as well who also need my help, who also need my mentorship, who also need me to speak for them, and so we're working on things that will help us. The bottom line is we're leaving this world better than we saw it or we met it, in our own way. What keeps me relevant is that I'm always working on myself. And the truth, I don't work in silos. I work with a lot of young people as well. I'm learning as I'm working. 10 years ago is totally different from this dispensation. 15 years ago is totally different from this dispensation. So I'm even working with new producers that are young. They're telling me, okay, Waje, why don't you explore this? Vocalists and vocal producers that are telling me, oh, Waje, why don't we do this? I remember working with what's his name? Cracker. Yes, for Best Thing. And I remember in the studio when we were working on Best Thing and I was singing, Cracker would tell me, no, you're going too heavy on the words. Like I would naturally do, shall be my best thing. And Cracker would not, no, you're going too easy, sound lazy. And I'm like, lazy, ke? I mean, why would I want make I tell lazy on top of the song? But guess what? He taught me a technique that I wasn't used to, and now I'm using that, to work. So you don't, whether you're new in the industry, young, or in your 19, or you're in your 20s, or your 30s, or you're in your 40s, you always have to improve yourself because things change. And it's not whether and things changing doesn't mean, oh, it's not a question of whether you've stayed in the industry for so long or whether you're just a newcomer. The truth is, people have wants and your audience have wants, and their wants will change. You have to upgrade to the times, and that will mean you have to improve and work on yourself. So critics, I get it. So no hard feelings. One just struggle I faced this year that a lot of people don't know about. I would like to keep it to myself because it's about my family. But yeah, I'm just glad that, how do I say this? I'm grateful because I get to go through these times and it sort of inspires my music. I may not necessarily come out in interviews and say all the things I want to say, but I'll always say it in my music, if that makes any sense. But that one thing that has been a struggle this year is based on my family, and I'd rather not just say. Life stage, always. Soul and Afro pop groove and gospel. Why choose one? It's unfair now. It's like putting a kid in a candy shop and you tell the kid to take only one chocolate. All. Long-term consistency. Can I choose both? Depending on the side of the sun that we're facing. TikTok. Text. Now we lose that divorce money. No, continue on divorce. I'll mentor you privately though. I promise. I will. But the voice pays me, so. I'm in my love era, so love songs. 50,000 strangers. Forever trending and forever classic. We keep it classy, but we trend. How about we do it that way? Let me tell you, enjoy yourself. It's really not that deep. That will be my farewell message to the world. Enjoy yourself. It's really not that deep. Whatever you think is something difficult for you, to the problem today, in 2 weeks you'll be like, why did I even stress? Why was I anxious about that situation? I don't know if it happens to you. Sometimes we're in our minds and in our heads about a thing, and then we're looking at, after a while you're like, but I don't understand why I was stressing. So just give yourself some grace, and it's not really that deep. Live your life with ease. Ooh, what is the next chapter for Waje? That's a big question. There's so much. There's the creative hub, there's the vocal school, um there's touring. I really honestly from my heart want to tour. I want to tour so much. I want to tour Nigeria, performing. I want to tour Africa performing. I want to, Europe, performing. I really want a tour. What else? The business woman in me. So I have a merch, affirmations by Waje, and it's active wear and glasses. I want us to expand. I want us to expand into other merchandise. I've always had this dream to have body mists for young people. Now, my brand caters to people who don't have a lot. And the reason why is because everybody goes luxury, luxury. Luxury is good, but the people who don't have a lot should be given the chance to also smell good, look good in the gym, look good when they go out. And I really want to expand markets to other things that you guys can get, for just a small fee. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Next year, we'll be bringing the unexpected Christmas. Next year was supposed to be this year, but we moved it. So next year, the unexpected Christmas, I'm just going to leave it there, and you figure out what it is when the time comes. But there's so much work to be done. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to contact me or you just want us to be friends, I sure definitely want to be your friend. On socials, follow me on all platforms: Instagram, TikToks, Facebook, X is official Waje, except for TikTok, that's official Waje1. Remember that I just released a single, Lovey Lovey, featuring Casey. Please go and run the numbers up so that I can buy Christmas rice and probably share for other people too, not just for my household. And this has been my exclusive on HipTV. I hope you enjoyed it. For any other like question, don't ask me. I love you. Mwah.